And just like that, we back with part two. Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We are in part two. Let's just play this thing before you two come after us. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised. All right. So here we go. So, like we were talking about the whole Burning Man thing, that has nothing to do with what those people are trying to tell you out there. It's just about a lot of sex, drugs, and money. That's what it is. Making $40 million, 46 million, $50 million a year. That's what those people are doing. All right. Whoops.
And then the actual trek out from the city itself is probably less than 3 miles or maybe around 3 miles. The situation is, that people are here as they normally would with everything they need to survive. And so there's no big sense of panic. We're not doing an evacuation. We're waiting for the ground to dry. And, we're bringing in additional cell phone support for people. We're turning on the internet so that it's widely available. We don't normally have a free Wi-Fi cloud here, but we're doing that so people can make arrangements. We have buses coming into Gerlach on a regular basis so that people that choose to walk out can catch the buses. We already have our own, we call it the Burner Express Bus and Air program. And so the Burner Express Bus program is simply turning itself into that program, and any other members of the public will get a free ride.
Yeah, whatever you people are saying. Now, you can see, beloved, how the Holy One put a stop to this. You can see how the Most High, he made it to a point that those folks cannot enjoy the blessing anymore. They cannot enjoy their deity anymore. They cannot enjoy and bask in leisure and pleasure anymore. They can't. Not without huge inconvenience. Okay, because this place, what they did, the Burning Man thing, it's not in the actual desert. Okay, it's in the bed lake. It's in the lake that was there before that dried up. So the bottom of this lake is clay. When the rain being falling for that long, so the clay literally tend to turn into cement. All right. So no, it's not an easy thing, man. To get out of this thing. It's a lake bed. But that's what happened, and the Holy One sent the message out there. It's pretty clear. Someone, you can see this. That's on you. There's nothing we can do about this. That's on you. All right, let's keep on moving. But that's what those people do. Okay, they make a lot of money from that Burning Man thing. Okay, so if they can make $46 million from Burning Man and stuff, can you imagine how much money those people are making through Christmas and through that Juneteenth that they just give you, and through Kwanzaa? That's how much money they make every year. If I can have something that I can make for a few days and make $40 to $50 million a year, I'm good, man. I'm good. Been doing this thing since 1986. I'm a billionaire. Okay? And our people, they don't understand things like that. Okay? They think this thing is like, oh, this is pagan. This is stuff. No, that has everything to do with sex, drugs, money. There are a bunch of other things they don't want you people to get into. All right? Let's keep on moving. There we go.
Take a look at this 15-year-old's face. He made a big mistake when he knocked on the door of a home and ran. Turns out the homeowner was a cop who he says chased him down and beat him up. The teen was taking part in a prank called Ding Dong Ditch, once thought of as innocent childhood fun. As Stephen Fabian reports, authorities now say it can be really dangerous.
Imagine being the target of Ding Dong Ditchers for more than a year and a half. Well, that's what happened to one family.
We're back! As soon as school started again, the very first weekend, pow, 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 we're back, F you.
Kevin and his family say life in Fort Myers has become intolerable because of all the ding-dong ditching at their house.
They're trespassing, they're harassing, they're stalking us.
There's an epidemic of ding-dong ditch across America right now, driven by social media. Ding-dong ditchers get the added thrill of posting their pranks to Instagram and TikTok for all their friends to see. But ding-dong ditch can sometimes have tragic consequences. Anorak Chandra chased a bunch of ding-dong ditchers in his car. He ran them off the road near Los Angeles. 3 of the teenagers were killed. He was sentenced to life without parole in July. And this is how 15-year-old Jaden Sanchez looked after he ding-dong ditched the wrong house in Delaware. Turned out the homeowner was a state trooper and chased him down in his patrol car. The trooper has been suspended pending an investigation.
He suffered a broken bone in his face. He suffered a very bad concussion. This was a vicious assault.
Yeah, that's what 83 kids are doing out there, and their parents, their mothers, their fathers, where are they? You know, if a black kid doing something like that, his head would have been blown off, and then people would have said, well, you know, hey, where is his father? He, you know, he deserved it because he did this or he did that. But where are those kids' fathers? All right? And those guys are lucky because at one point, man, that guy killed all 3 guys that were in the car. Can you imagine, man? You pull a prank upon somebody and then they chase you in the car and then you're like, man, that guy's about to kill us. And he killed you? And he actually killed you? Crazy. All right, let's take another video. There we go.
The desperate search intensifying tonight for a convicted murderer who escaped from a prison in Pennsylvania. Police reporting at least 4
Uh-oh. Great. Oh, boy. I did it again. Hi. This mouse. I did it again. I closed down everything, so I gotta open up everything. Oh boy. All right. I think. Oh boy. Okay. It was. Okay. This one. Here we go. All right. I got to go ahead and fix this thing about this mouse, man. Alright, I think we're good. And we got this last one. Alright, let's take this one again.
The desperate search intensifying tonight for a convicted murderer who escaped from a prison in Pennsylvania. Police reporting at least 4 confirmed sightings and say they are closing in on him. And now a helicopter flying overhead is playing the voice of his mother. ABC's Jay O'Brien on the scene with her urgent message.
Tonight, the desperate plea from the mother of convicted murderer Danilo Cavalcante. Recorded in his native Portuguese and played over helicopter loudspeakers, urging the escaped inmate to give up after 5 days on the run. The stakes only getting higher.
If he is not actively surrendering, deadly force is authorized.
Authorities are zeroing in on a 2-mile area.
Damn.
Police say the 34-year-old sentenced to life in prison for fatally stabbing his ex-girlfriend in front of her children was spotted for the 4th time Sunday afternoon.
It was a trooper actually that observed him in some distance, gave chase but was unable to get to him before he disappeared.
Tonight, a local resident tells ABC News that a man fitting Cavalcante's description broke into his home late Friday night. He says he heard a noise and then improvised.
I looked over to my left, saw the light switch, and I flicked it on and off like 4 times and then paused. And then he flicked the light on and off a few times below. So I wanted him to know that I know that he's down there, and he responded saying, yes, I'm down here.
Ryan Drummond tells us he made sure his 3 kids were safe and his wife called 911. He says he's nearly certain it was Cavalcante who he saw slip out the door. He says police arrived quickly.
I was surprised that they weren't able to get him at that point because they did have the K-9 units, and there was a large number of police officers with flashlights in the backyard.
Drummond says Cavalcante just stole food, snap peas, peaches, and apples. A shaken community now waiting for this escaped inmate to slip up.
I intend to stress him. I want to push him hard. He'll make mistakes. He is desperate. He does not want to be caught. He has very little to lose at this point.
And let's get right to Jay O'Brien. He joins us live from Westchester, Pennsylvania.
All right, so you got this dude, he's 34 years old, I believe. You know, he stabbed his ex-girlfriend to death in front of their kids, and he got sentenced to life in prison. So, and then he's out there freely walking around and they did not gun him down, you know. And if this dude was anything like us, if he did even look a little bit closer like us, they will have the whole army on his ass, and they will have caught him, they will have hang him and kill him and burn him and say, oh, he shot himself. Okay, he doesn't look like us and things like that. But our people over there in Pennsylvania, hey, be at peace. I don't think this guy will go in the hood and try to break in the hood, because there's nothing in the hood. There's the only thing you will get in the hood is lead. So, yeah, let's keep on moving.
The harrowing escape to make it out of Burning Man.
The entire place is absolutely just soaked.
After 2 days of heavy rainfall left more than 70,000 trapped in thick mud in the middle of the remote Nevada desert.
Driving a vehicle right now is impossible. There is absolutely no way you can move a vehicle through this right now.
The local sheriff's office now probing the death of one person during the rain event. The cause still under investigation. But the festival says the death was not storm related.
I think I could be trapped here for a couple more days.
What? Is that a woman? I think she has breasts, but I don't know. This look
storm related.
I think I could be trapped here for a couple more days.
The unprecedented downpour started Friday. Festival organizers telling burners to shelter in place and to conserve food, water, and fuel while closing roads both in and out of the playa.
Did you all know that this was likely going to happen?
We get a daily weather report. There was no cause for panic.
Burning Man CEO Marianne Goodell telling me the self-reliant community of burners came well prepared for desert extreme.
This is what I despise with those people: self-reliant desert prep. That's not what you guys did over there. That's not what you guys are. You know, self-reliant desert preppers. Get out of here, man. We are well prepared. No, you weren't prepared against that.
We've made it really clear that we do not see this as an evacuation situation, and that the community is patient and the water is drying up.
The sludge not stopping some from making the treacherous journey by foot.
We took everything we needed to survive on our backs.
Desperate to make it back to their children at home, Bear Kate and his wife walked 6 miles to the nearest open road.
There were actually rivers that were flooding through the playa where we had to test and see how deep they were. My wife was carried across the river by a very strong man who carried her on her back.
There you go. There you go. My wife was carried by a very strong man, carrying my wife in his back, so he could not do this. Like I said before in the part 1, those guys, they will pay to see another dude, preferably a black man, ramming their wife. That's what that is. That's the thing that those guys, they love that. It's amazing. And when you sit, you listen to those guys talking, or you talking to them, you're like, dude, that's your wife. Why would you let another dude? They like, I get off on things like that. Okay, I'm not making this up. This dude just say this here. Okay, all right.
Where we had to test and see how deep they worked. My wife was carried across the river by a very strong man who carried her on her back.
Some celebrities literally following in their footsteps.
We walked 3 miles now. We got, I think, 5 more.
DJ Diplo and comedian Chris Rock also trudging through the mud for miles before being rescued by Good Samaritans. Back at the camp, trapped burners coming together and holding on to hope that the weather finally clears in time for the annual Burn the Man finale, proving nothing can extinguish the spirit of this decades-long movement.
That has nothing to do with movement and stuff like that. And this man, you people, man. All those lies. Anyway, I ain't got time for this nonsense. They keep on moving, man.
Deadly disaster at a gender reveal party with a pilot hired for the event. He crashed his plane. That happened yesterday in Mexico. The plane went into a sharp ascent and then began spinning moments after the pilot released pink smoke to indicate a girl. The couple hosting the party was standing below the plane and in front of a giant sign reading, "Oh baby." The cause of that crash is now under investigation.
Of course it is. Of course it is under investigation. So, just like I don't do anything related to China anymore because it's getting redundant, you know, it's just, you sit there, you keep telling the people the same thing, and you know, like, why? I believe 2 years ago, and somewhere in California, there was a couple. They were doing a gender reveal party, and they caused a huge wildfire that destroyed hundreds of homes. Okay, and till this day, we don't know whatever happened to those people. They never said anything about those folks. We just knew that it was caused by a gender reveal party. And there was another one that caused another wildfire. And it seems people are doing these things just for social media and just for likes and share and comments. And like I said before, it is just now, beloved. It is just now I realize how much power someone can accumulate over social media. How much power you have when you have a bunch of people following you doing garbage. Just doing nothing but scumbag rubbish thing. People will follow you and you have a lot of power. You can do a lot of things. You know, so with all that being said, brethren, you're going to see the Gentiles gonna become much more stupider and stupider and stupider by the day, by the hour, by the second. They're going to do much more stupid things. Things you used to see how people doing, you're like, man, you guys are embarrassing the whole race. You're going to see the so-called Gentiles doing the same thing. All right? How long we are into this thing? Oh, man, I don't want to. Oh, boy. All right, let's use the pad. How long we are into this? Probably 20 minutes. Is that what that is? Oh, 18. Close to 20 minutes. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay? Oops.
And with those temperatures rising next week, some Baltimore City schools, they will be dismissing early or just closing their doors completely because of the lack of air conditioning. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren is live at City Springs Elementary and Middle School looking into this problem. Mike.
And Christina, it affects this school.
All right, let's let the nation tell you what is this dude name. You can type it in the chat room or you can type it in the comment board. Mike is bringing the hell. You know, Helgren, what is the what? Okay, there is.
And 9 others. Schools are off for Labor Day.
Okay, all right. Mike Hellgren. What is the name of the chemical reaction that causes hunger?
According to Cleveland Clinic, ghrelin and leptin are 2 of many hormones that control your appetite and fullness. They're involved in the vast network of pathways that regulate your body weight. Leptin decreases your appetite, while ghrelin increases it. Ghrelin is made in your stomach and signals your brain when you're hungry.
Ghrelin. Okay, Mike Hellgren. Michael, bringing hell, fire, heat wave, hot temperatures, great glory.
Today, but you just heard those brutal temperatures are coming, and that means some disruptions to learning this early in the school year.
Good morning. Clap, clap, clap.
Just days after the school year began with excitement in Baltimore City, some students will be out of class next Tuesday and Wednesday, and maybe longer, because temperatures are expected to soar into the 90s, and they have no air conditioning. Andre Riley heads communications for the district.
We are going to do the right thing to keep our students safe in schools that don't have air conditioning. We really would love the weather to break.
So, you people are not giving the school money to get air conditioner in Baltimore, but you have money to send to Ukraine for fighting war, freedom, right? Whenever anybody, a group of people look like this,
is the
people
list of
that
city
you
schools
want to
without
see
AC.
here.
Kindergarten and first graders will be dismissed early, while grades 2 through 12 will be learning virtually. Riley says they can pivot faster because of lessons learned during the COVID pandemic.
Live at-home instruction via your computer. So those students they'll be interacting with their teachers, they'll be going through lessons, and we'll be able to deliver those.
Crumbling buildings and bad HVAC systems have long been problems in Baltimore. In 2018, WJZ dug into issues surrounding a lack of heat in many classrooms.
Super icy cold.
Okay, anytime our people are in our community and things like that, they pay taxes like everybody else, if not even more. Do they get the same service? Do the city worry about them? No, send that hish to Ukraine. Okay, that's what you guys do. Okay, you don't really care about us.
Very angry, and this been going on what? A little too long, and it's ridiculous. And City Springs really needs some help. And you keep sending them home every day. Get it fixed.
But progress has been made, particularly when it comes to air conditioning. In 2017,
75
schools did not have it. Today, the number is down to 10.
And by the middle of the school year, that number will be reduced to 8. So that's an incredible amount of progress. It's a progress that we promised this community and the governor of Maryland.
1 year ago, now Governor Westmore tweeted that it was unacceptable that some city schools had to close because they did not have air conditioning.
Is there a timeline for when every school building is going to get air conditioning?
I cannot give you that date, but the goal is we're moving as fast as we possibly can.
And meals are also...
Thank you, Mike. Just to show you the hypocrisy in this. Mike bringing the hell, great glory. All right, let's keep on moving. Uh-oh. Video unavailable. Due to copyright claim. Storm Runner. Oh.
Oh, that's so hot. It's my sister's house. Let's see if it makes it or not.
Okay.
Dramatic moments captured by a Louisiana man. Flames engulfing a home, him fearing for his life as unprecedented wildfires ravage the...
Listen.
Oh, that's so hot.
Super hot.
It's my sister's house. Let's see if it makes it or not.
Dramatic moments captured by a Louisiana man. Flames engulfing a home, him fearing for his life as unprecedented wildfires ravage the state.
Don't look like the truck's gonna make it.
That voice is William McCarthy's, and that home was his sister's.
I'm just glad that they made it out alive.
Lindsay Bustamante wasn't home at the time, but she saw her brother's videos. and in a phone call told us her entire family is still trying to process what happened.
My daughter Emery, she was crying the whole time, and she just kept saying over and over, like, we're not going to have a house. If you and your family make it out, that's all that matters, and your homes can be replaced, and everything else can be replaced.
But they also know they're lucky. Others did not survive the inferno. Louisiana state fire officials say at least 2 people have died so far.
And when they say things like that, Bridget, they can never give you the details. How did this person die? Did the fire kill them and stuff like that? And they never release the actual number. It's always 2 people. Well, they die. Like, for instance, the whole thing at that Burning Man. Oh, 1 guy died, but that's not the weather, though. He overdosed. So yeah. That's what happened. 2 people died in that fire, but it wasn't the fire though. They had a heart attack by hearing about the fire. So yeah, that's what happened.
More than 1,200 first responders are working to contain the fires, but they have their work cut out for them. Right now, there are close to 100 active fires in Louisiana, and the state's dry summer and extreme heat are giving those flames even more fuel.
It's been the summer from hell, if you want to get right down to it.
That's
We're
what it
breaking
is.
records all across the state. It's going to go down in history as one of the worst summers ever for this region.
Louisiana has seen more than 500 wildfires in August alone, and state officials expect more in the weeks to come. Over 500,000 acres of land have been scorched. The Tiger Island fire.
All right. So one thing that I want to point out. What is a wildfire?
According to Wikipedia, a wildfire, forest fire, bushfire, wildland fire or rural fire is an unplanned, uncontrolled and unpredictable fire in an area of combustible vegetation.
What is a domesticated fire?
According to past global changes, the domestication of fire changed human demography and social interactions, and fundamentally restructured the ways in which hominins interrelated with their environments. Okay. On-site fires and hearths were used to cook food, which greatly expanded the range of foods that hominins could eat and preserve.
Okay, yeah, well, whatever. That's not what I'm looking for. When those people are talking about wildfire and things like that, but one thing you never hear them talking about is domesticated fire or tame fire. See, there are 4 elements. Fire is the first that were born out of the Acacia principle or out of ether. Fire is the first, and out of fire you get extinction and you get heat. And the second one was water. Out of fire you get extinction, heat, and light. And the second one was water. Out of water you get coldness and constriction, and you get darkness. And the third one was air. And out of air you get it's a mediating element. You get moisture, and out of the air you get lightness. And the last element that was born out of the ether or the Acacia is earth. And out of earth you get heaviness and gravity. And inside the earth you have all the 3 elements. Now, out of all the 4 elements, fire is the only one that is not somewhat controllable. This is the only element that you cannot touch or feel upon you for a long time. You can touch the earth, you can hold the earth, you can touch the water, you can hold the water, you can feel the air, you can breathe the air. Okay, you can feel it upon your skin, you can turn on a fan and feel the air upon you. You can't just hold the air because it's air. But fire, you can do none of those things with it, because fire by nature is wild. That's why when you're cooking, what you're using domesticated fire. And the fire that you're using, whether it's electric, or which is heat, using the heat to cook, or the actual fire that came out of the oven, which you have propane gas or whatever the fuel that you're using, it's actually a spirit there. We studied this, our guardian angel reside in our candle when we call them. So what you're seeing here, these fires that are burning the state of Louisiana, is not regular fires. You see how that guy was saying, oh, hey, it's hot. It's hot because it is. Fires over there are wild. This is not domesticated. A domesticated fire or a tame fire can cause that fire to go wild and become a wildfire, which means raging cannot be controlled. Yes, even a domesticated fire can quickly become wild. For instance, if you're cooking and then this thing, the thing caught on fire, and then you throw water into it, it will explode. Fire is extremely dangerous. Fire is it's very hard to contain, especially if the fire is untamed, if it's wild. It is extremely volatile. So what you're seeing here in Louisiana when they're talking about, oh, well, dry summer and stuff, that has nothing to do with this. Whether it was dry or wet fire, the fire will rage because the fire that you'll see here is not a regular fire. This look like some kind of pregnant woman with her hair and then it's her breast and then her belly right there. I don't know. It look like that. So yeah, these fires that you're seeing, they are not regular fires, okay? They are being started by, well, we'll talk about this before, but great glory, the Holy One is in the midst, is showing his power. This is not being done by men. This is not the government have the DEWs and burning down those homes. This is the Most High sweeping those people off our holy land. Great glory.
Fire is blamed for half of that, and tonight, only 50% of it is contained.
All right,
Secure
that's
your
our
vehicles
technology.
so that you're not dragging those down the street and creating sparks.
Louisiana's governor pleading with the public to respect the statewide burn ban, telling them lives are at stake.
Ellison Barber joins us now live tonight. Ellison, with the holiday weekend coming up, are officials asking people to celebrate differently because of these fires?
Yeah, Tom, interestingly, they are. At a press conference today, you had the governor and other fire officials saying, hey, we know the Labor Day holiday is coming up. We know typically you would be outside barbecuing, but please, this year, do not do that. They say do not do anything outside with any sort of open flame. That means no citronella candles for mosquitoes. Don't open up the grill. They're encouraging people to just go to local restaurants to cook inside, get food to go, because they say any little spark can cause this situation to get much, much worse, because right now there is a drought. Everything is just so dry. And in a lot of these areas, Tom, there are many trees that are left down from previous hurricanes, and all of that is adding to this crisis. Tom?
Yeah, so now those people can even celebrate their holiday in peace because of the wildfires. And they think this is going to get good, this is going to get better, or this is going to stop. For instance, next year, they're like, oh man, remember last year we had wildfires in Louisiana. I'm glad this year we have none. I'm glad things back to normal like it was 2019. It won't. It won't. Okay, great glory. Let's keep on moving to... the next one. There we go. Okay, that's Florida right there. Okay, that's the water taking out those homes. Look at how the water is rushing. Okay, and those homes, the typical homeowner. Now let's just put. The typical owner of those homes, you already know. See, by that's 10 minutes later, 8:30. This thing started at 8:35. 14, 15 minutes later, look at this. An hour later, that's it. Barely an hour, 45 minutes later, the whole house is gone. All right, that's the house the way that it was. Those were the homes. Those things are not hurricane resistant. They can't. See, it's all underwater. It's all underwater. And you're going to sit there and saying that the government is doing this. They are destroying their own people and then come back again and give them a bunch of money to rebuild. You think FEMA is doing this so they can come and build special camp to put people in there, especially the one that don't want to take the mark of the beast. Yeah. You already did the mark of the beast when you come upon our land, you scum of the earth. You ain't gonna do that again, because everything you're talking about, like, oh, this is going to be this is going to be that, you already did them. All right, let's keep on moving, beloved. All right, so that is the Pope over there. All right. So, Pope Francis.
Qui, cari sorelle e fratelli.
Okay, this is 83 right there, dressing like our people, swagger jack our stuff. And then they came together. Those are the same people that came together, and they swagger jack everything that we had and act like they are us. You know, did you know that whatever that the Pope is doing out there is not his thing? This is not their thing.
La nostra responsabilità è grande, specialmente in quest'ora della storia.
Okay, all right. Let me translate what he's saying here. Oh, there we go. Let's translate what the Pope is saying here. Just enlarge it, just in case. Oh boy, this mouse. Here we go. Dear brothers and sisters, our responsibility is great, especially in this hour of history, because we are called to testify to the teachings we profess by the way we act. It cannot contradict them. A cause for scandal, there can be no mixing of religion's beliefs and violence, holiness and oppression, religion, tradition, and sectarianism. And sectarianism. Let the memory of the past suffering, I am thinking especially of Buddhism community, give the strength needed to transform dark wounds into source of light, senseless violence, and the wisdom of life. So this is what he's saying. He telling those people, which didn't happen to them exactly. He said, hey man, forget about all those violence that we did during the Inquisition upon you folks when we were destroying you with the Chinese in the 1940s, in the 1930s, in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s also. Forget the whole dark wounds. Let the dark wounds turn into source of light, the senseless violence into the wisdom of life. Let's come together and be love, brothers and sisters. We are light. This is not the time for us to fight. This is not the time for you to buck up and come against us. This is the time for you people to just chill and be in light and stuff like that after all that you've done. And those guys just sit there. They're not impressed. And a few of them, they are descended of our people because they were being brutalized by the Catholic Church because of their practicism. Okay? All right? And devastating evil into constructive goodness. Now you want everything to be constructive goodness. So that's the Pope over there at September 3rd in Mongolia. Okay? Visiting and stuff like that with all the cardinals behind him, making all those fake things. All right? Kissing the babies. This is the truth that Jesus wants us to discover. The truth he wants to reveal all of you in this land of Mongolia. You need not famous, riches, powerful to be happy. No. Only love satisfies our heart thirst. Only love heals our wounds. Now they are preaching the love garbages. After destroying those folks, you come in, oh, love. You don't need riches and stuff. But you people were all about our riches. That's what you did. You go out there, you kill our people, you took all our riches, And then that was the thing make you happy. Now you lost the blessing. You don't have the blessing of the sword anymore. Now it's all love. Jesus will want you to love each other, man. You don't need money or anything. Okay, you need Jesus. The same garbage. Only love brings to joy. This is the way that Jesus taught us. This is the path he opened for us. Okay, at the end of a mass, Pope Francis called retired Cardinal John Hong to Hong Kong. Wow, that's the guy name? John Tong Hon of Hong Kong? All right. John Tong Hon of Hong Kong. And Cardinal designated Stephen Chow Sao's son Young of Hong Kong up to him. Okay, that's what you... I thought the Christians are not Catholic. I thought the Catholics are not Christians. No, they all the same. All of your 83s, you swagger jack everything we've been doing, and then now you're acting like you are us. You destroy the saints. Okay, you destroy us. And then now this is love, man. Big Levi, we need to love each other. Love can heal us all. No, the universe is love. Like Kilendi told you, nope, that's not what that is. The universe is information. And we have information that you did certain things back in the past. And it's coming to hunting you. Okay. So, yeah, that's what the Pope did. All right. They have no answers. The same garbage over and over again. Okay. Over and over. The same garbage. Like, love this, love that. And you see those guys, the Pope, these dudes, those guys are done. Okay, this is the rain over there in Spain. We talk about this in the first video, all right, and in part 1, all right, and the rain, a couple people died, and it was after a huge heat waves. All right, that's a woman or a man? All right. Great glory. Let's keep on moving. Okay, boy. Okay, this is in Japan. All right. Crazy storm in Japan. All right, let's close with Florida.
We begin our report with the aftermath of Hurricane Idalia. It blew off the East Coast Thursday as a tropical storm, dumping rain in the ocean after pouring on Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas. Idalia made landfall Wednesday morning in Keaton Beach, Florida, as a Category 3 hurricane. Here you can see the damage caused by the storm's heavy flooding and 125-mile-an-hour winds. CBS News' Omar Villafranca has been covering the storm and joins us from Cedar Key, Florida, just south of Tallahassee.
Good evening. More than 6,500 National Guard troops are handing out supplies and helping with the cleanup. And this is what they're finding. Piles of debris that used to be homes and businesses.
Yes, that's what the National Guard, I believe that's what he said. FEMA National Guard, that's what they're supposed to do. And those people were like, well, the National Guards, the FEMA, they're going to come over there and bring Jacob's trouble. No, they're too busy. They are too busy. They are too busy with things like that. But you have to understand, Big Levi, the National Guard, the Army, they have weapons and devices. They can control the weather. Yeah, they are controlling the weather, destroy it, so they can come down there and fix it. So they can get some credit. Is that what that is? Oh, well, they are doing this, Big Levi, so they are testing. The elite are testing. Yeah, just like they test that lockdown, the first lockdown, right? Well, like we keep telling you, there ain't no such thing as lockdown. You were locked out. Those people are locked out. They can get in. Or the elite, they test this lockdown so they can see how we're going to react. Since when the so-called the elite need to test things? Did they need to test the Inquisition? When those people were testing their sword, their axe, to see how sharp the swords were, they will take our pregnant women and tie them to a tree, expose their belly, and cut the baby out with the axe, with the sword to see how sharp it is. They will test it first on our people. What changed now? What seems to be the issue? Well, you have to understand, Big Levi, China is doing this. Oh, really? Have you seen what's going on in China lately? But Big Levi, Russia is doing this. You haven't paying attention at all. Great glory.
Tonight, Floridians are sorting through the devastation left behind by Idalia.
There has been significant damage, particularly along Florida's Big Bend.
Yeah, so that's what those guys are good for. When there is an actual true crisis, something like that, there's nothing they can do. They can just lip service. The shooting start when the looting start. We start shooting and looting. A place that is 100% Gentiles looting and stealing each other stuff. And then you never heard they shot one of them. Wait till that thing happened here in the hood. Oh, we arrested Devon Martin and Brown. He was, smoking weed and then stealing stuff. But when it comes to you people, we know there's significant damage. Yeah, no, Hish, man. Yeah, as if the people that are watching are not able to make this judgment. Get out of here.
This was what Horseshoe Beach looked like as an up to 10-foot storm surge roared through. And this is what's left.
All right.
Homes reduced to piles of wood. Businesses destroyed.
Let me enlarge that, man. Let me enlarge that. So the people need to see the glory of the Holy One. You think those people are doing this to themselves? You think they are just sitting there and then use a thing they can control the weather and did this to themselves?
Surge roared through.
Okay, look at
this. Is what's
left. Look at that, man.
Homes reduced to piles of wood. Businesses destroyed.
You want to live on the water, you got to put up with it,
Cleanup efforts are ongoing on the island of Cedar Key. The powerful storm surge pounded these cottages. The water punched through the glass of this room over here, and as the water kept coming forward, it started pushing into the rooms, soaking everything and throwing it around. Amy Firestein owns the Faraway Inn, which was booked up for the Labor Day weekend. This is one of the structures that at least is still...
Look at this. You guys were booked up for the Labor Day weekend because you people always think like nothing's going to happen. We're going to have so much fun. I don't care about whatever's going on out there as long as I can drink, party, and have sex with a bunch of strangers, including strangers on four-legged. So I don't care. I will just hang out up until something like that happens.
Standing.
Yes, this is our cottage too. It's still standing. We're missing a few parts of it. Hopefully the structure is still good.
Keaton Beach was overwhelmed by an up to 10-foot storm surge. CBS's Jason Allen is there.
There is tremendous damage to some homes, but strangely enough, other homes built right on the water in some cases appear to be left nearly untouched.
You're talking 3, 4, that's scary. You got to go.
Spy Abajaris has lived in Keaton Beach more than 40 years. He says he stayed home during storms in the past, but this time he packed up and evacuated.
I didn't think we were going to have anything to come home to.
Abajaris' home withstood Idalia's power. Many of his neighbors' homes
did not.
Back here in Cedar Key, residents hope the island resort town will bounce back from the storm.
And Omar joins us now from Cedar Key, Florida. Omar, how's the community holding up?
They are strong, right?
Well, they're a little bit better. They've had a chance to clean up a little bit. They've had a chance to assess the damage around here. And this is what they're seeing. This used to be a little cottage right by the water, which was supposed to be booked for Labor Day this weekend, but now all of the reservations here had to be canceled. Good news, we're not hearing any deaths that happened here, but this cleanup process is going to be a long, long process.
It's obviously tremendous news about the deaths. Is that because most residents were able to evacuate and did evacuate?
Yeah, this is a town of about 800 people. Most of them did. Most of them left. They haven't dealt with a major storm here in a long time, and they were not going to take any chances. They did the smart thing, and they
fled, which is the smartest thing to do, because if you did stay, we could have had a different story here. So anyway, beloved, there you go. Anyway, beloved, you watch the glory of the Holy One, and this is how the Most High God Almighty, this is how he does his thing. So, again, our mission here is to tell you to be at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. Or we have a video. We have a video that we publish on the other channel, which is a Big Levi Backup. There we go. We just published this video a day ago talking about the Inquisition. The title is "This is what 83 did unto us during Jacob's trouble, aka the Inquisition." All right. Copyright disclaimer. You have nothing to do with me, and then I'm good. I go to heaven. I'm being raptured. That's the torture. Okay. The torture that you people used to do to our people. Okay. All right, that's you put them upon those barrels and then roll them on top of mountain until the body crush. We ask you to check that and watch those videos. There are certain videos that I can't upload to my channel because I already have a warning into them. So that's why I could not upload this video here. Okay. Good. Now, beloved, again, like we said, the Jacob's trouble is something that the Gentiles use to keep us in a low vibration, or to keep you in a low vibration of fear, and to keep you in a vibration that you cannot reach the proper frequency to access your power. The moment you realize that the so-called Gentiles do not have the power to control the weather, they do not have the power to control the events, they do not have the power to control nature, and you know that the reason why those things are going down there because your punishment is fulfilled, the cup of dregs has been passing on to them from us, and you realize they are in trouble, in deep trouble. Anybody that watch any of those videos, you don't realize, you just like, oh, all of those things Big Levi are fake. They are CGI. That thing that happened over there in Florida, that wasn't real. Burning Man was staged. What else? Gentiles like to say this. The fire in Louisiana was staged, is fake. But Big Levi, I have a cousin. He lived down there in Louisiana. He just said there is no fire over there. So those Gentiles are lying. Lahaina there are no fire in Lahaina. They are fake. Oprah did the fire. The moment you realize all those things are nothing but bull crap, the moment you realize the so-called Gentiles are nothing but barking, no bite, then you have awakening, truly awakening. Because a lot of people are awakened, but they are drowsy. They are drowsy because they believe in the whole New World Order will come up, and this New World Order will be the billionaires, the elite will be like Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, the DuPont, the Rockefellers gonna come here, as if those guys never was on top, as if they just gonna come out there and say, we are the Rockefellers, we are the DuPont, we have money, we have gold, we have silvers, and if you need any kind of hash, you're gonna come unto us to receive it, as if they did not do this before. Anybody that believes the so-called Gentiles will crush the economy to rebuild it back better so you can use chip to buy stuff, get out of here. Let none bring fear unto you. Fear nothing but chip, whether they were chips, potato chips, or the chips that are on your credit cards, or the chips they put in women's breasts when they do biopsies, or whatever that is. You're not afraid of none of them. A lot of our people fled and go live off grid because they are afraid what's going to happen to the city. They left the city, and the Gentiles moved to the cities. A lot of people say, well, we've been gentrifying the city. No, a lot of our people, they fled the city because they believe there will be a nuclear war, and the first place they're going to attack is the city. So they went to the off-grid. Where do you think all those fires are happening? In the cities? Bad boy, what you gonna do when the Most High sent an untamed, undomesticated, a wildfire upon you in the off-grid? Then again, beloved, like I said multiple times, I am not against off-grid. I am not against going living in Africa. I am, however, against going living off-grid in fear. I am against going to Africa and live in Africa or fear of the America going to be destroyed. Somehow, Africa is innocent. Nothing ever happened over there. Our bridge never opened anything over there. So I went and hide over there. I am against that. And if anybody want my opinion, if you want to go ahead and hide anywhere, if you ask my opinion, I'll say, well, it's your life. You do whatever you want to do. But I personally, I won't move until the mighty one says so. I'm tired of running, man. I've been running for 400 years, and now those people are losing power. They're losing pretty much everything, and then now I'm running. Where am I going to go? We've been running ever since this insurrection, or whatever you want to call it. I'm not running, man. I don't know about you. You can go ahead and run and hide off grid and whatever. So I ain't want to run, man. I'm going to stay here in the hood, and the mighty one say, hey, move out of the hood. I'm about to destroy the hood because of the wicked fellows, the wicked brethren that are in there. Okay, the most I will destroy the hood and move me out of whatever. But I ain't going to go ahead and go live in fear in a freaking desert. Live there always living in fear. Did the grid go down yet? Did the grid go down yet? Is Elon Musk back in power yet? Is that guy is Bill Gates got some money yet? But Big Levi, you have to understand, Bill Gates is buying a lot of farmland. Who gives a crap, man? Who actually gives a hish about that? But he's buying a lot of farmland because they're going to starve the world. Yeah, the so-called Gentiles have no power to either starve the world or depopulate the world. If anything, they are being starved. They are being depopulated. Look at those people fertility rate. Look at their demographic rates. Every single year is less and less and less baby, less and less people. That's why they're encouraging all people, don't have kids. What about your future, man? Save money so you can retire rich, live a minimalist life. Again, like I said, I'm never against being a minimalist, but you being a minimalist so you can live, save money and live forever, and then not contribute to our community because you choose not to have children, not because like you can afford it, because you want you just like the Gentile, you selfishly want all the money for you. Oh, I don't want the kids live in the world that I'm living now. Get the f out of here, man. You're acting just like the Gentiles. You are doing exactly what they want you to do. Do you know when our people are being afflicted even more, that's when we produce even more? They are strength in numbers. Their numbers are going down. They convince our people, hey, man, you're a dude. Get another dude, put a cowboy hat upon his head, grab his water and ride that cowboy. Ride that horse can you ride no more. They convince our women to do pretty much the same. They destroy a generation before it was born. Because their numbers are going down, they want you to go down with them. And a lot of our people are so happy to go down. Oh, I'm glad I'm on the other side with those people over there. You fucking coward. All of you will pay for that. All of you scumbag that stand. Well, we stand in solidarity with them people over there. We stand in solidarity with those people over there. I ain't standing in solidarity with nobody that been cursed, man. I don't want any of that upon me, dog. I ain't gonna stand in solidarity with any other mother lovers that are cursed. You guys are cursed people, man. I don't want to be around you and be there. You guys are cursed. Your forefathers, ancestors done a lot. So that's why I don't want to be nowhere near you people. Beloved, great glory, great praise. I will leave you with peace. I will leave you with there'll be no Jacob's trouble. Go home and meditate and pray. The first path of studying to show thyself approved is to know thyself. Like we say that at every end of every of our podcast, you need to know who your guardian angel is. That is, if you want to follow the path that we are following. Read all the books, any books. Don't stuck yourself in 66, 80 books. Read the Apocrypha, read the Apocalypse of Abraham, read the book of Jasher, read the other books. They are books, they are information. You know, if you don't know who your guardian angel is, you can email it to us. Email us your name and date of birth. We will send it on to you. We'll send you a PDF. You will look in the PDF. But if you want all the details about your life, it's not free. We will charge you. I say shalom. See you guys around.